Hey, welcome back, everybody. So this came from a text from Liz. She wanted to search for aliens, and I thought, what better way to find aliens than to talk to some of the contactees and see what they really saw? So, Liz, I thought if you want, we can dig a little bit deeper into the claims of some ET contactees.
Okay, I must have been abducted when I sent that text to you because I really
It
don't
was a late
remember.
night text, yeah, for sure. I think there was a lot of tea, probably. Maybe you were half asleep, but you said, yes, let's find some ETs. So we're going to go about it
Oh
this
God.
way, and we'll go about it a different way later on in the week. But this is Stephen Greer, claims that extraterrestrials play a critical role in the future of Earth's transformation. So, according to him and his mind, has he really met any extraterrestrials, or does he just hear stories and repeat them?
Hmm. Okay, let's mind probe him. Have you actually ever met any extraterrestrials? He's seen them, but has he actually met them? No.
What does he think about his CE5 protocol now and how it's evolved?
What do you think about your CE5 protocol now and how it's evolved? He thinks it works. And do you think that it has evolved? Oh yeah, totally. Other people have turned it into other things. And do you get feedback all the time?
So, does he think that the aliens that he's talking to, or that his people in CE5 talk to, have humanity's best interests at heart, or what does he feel their goal is?
Do you feel that they have humanity's best in it? Oh, absolutely. What do you think their goal is? Oh, to be our friend here on the earth plane, to come down and to tell us how to live in the most civilized way.
Has he done any channeling, and is he maybe manipulated by extraterrestrial sources in his head for thinking
Hmm.
that?
Ooh, is he a medium? I feel like he does have a bit of mediumship capability. Is that how you're contacting? Do you channel? He talks to them all the time, but do you actually channel them? I mean, he doesn't define it as channeling, but he says they come through loud and clear. So now we have to ask this question. Is he schizophrenic? And that's a no. Okay, so is it that you're actually channeling aliens? Yes. Can you see them? I mean, not really like how I see when I channel, I do, it appears to me in hologram forms and they send
Hmm.
me visuals and they send me words and I can hear them talking quite clearly. So when you're connecting with them, I mean, what do you see? He just sees almost like a light, but he doesn't really see anything else. And I'm saying, well, how do you know who you are connecting with? How do you know that you are connecting with aliens and you're not connecting with other dark entities. He doesn't know.
Okay. Marshall Van, what was it? Marshall Van Summers created a book, The Steps to Knowledge and Greater Community in the Spirituality Vision. There he is up there. Marshall Van Summers, I think. Um, is he really in contact with extraterrestrials, or is he just trying to ride a wave?
Hmm. Marshall Van Summers, are you really in contact with extraterrestrials? He believes he is, but he's not sure.
Okay. Is he?
No.
Is he connected with dark energy?
Is he connected with dark energy? He doesn't know what he's connected with. I feel like this guy is almost like, does he do like the Ouija board and stuff like that? I mean, he has, but then again, back in the day, who didn't, right? Um, what is he connecting with or what? He gets visions. He has a lot of dream time apparently as well. Do you believe you're connecting with them on like a dream plane or hmm.
Yeah, I never really got
Yes.
much out of him.
Hmm. What
This
is
is
his
Ali's.
book about?
Pardon?
What is his book about?
It's about the allies of the humanity regarding the planet's current direction, and that they're going to be the allies of humanity, a history of involvement in the Earth's ancient past and genetic experimentations, and all that. So we're going to move on to Alex Collier, who, if you were on the internet in the 90s, you saw Alex Collier talking about the Andromedans, and now he's resurged after being homeless, and good for him. But he has allegedly spoken to a group of beings not from the Andromedan galaxy, but from the star constellation Andromedan. I wanted to clarify. I wonder if we could bring in the mind probe of Alex Collier and see what he's really engaging with.
Okay, and that's this guy with the hair.
Yeah, he's got hair. Marshall didn't have hair.
Okay.
Alex has lots of hair.
Ah, okay. And the question is, okay, I've got him. He's mentally ill, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is he really connecting with the star beings from Andromedan galaxy? Or the Andromedan star system?
Is he actually connecting with star beings from the Andromedan? No, no, I feel he's what is he connecting to? He's connecting to different personalities within him.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Was he originally connected with these ETs from the Andromedan star system in the 90s, or was he doing the same thing then?
Was he originally connected to them? No. And I'm going to ask this question. Does he have an entity attachment? He has several entity attachments.
And are those entities ETs, or are they just dark energy?
Hmm. Are those entities ETs? No, it's dark energy like black magic, entity attachments. Is he schizophrenic? I feel like there's a part of that, or there's definitely some more than one personality. Is that where he's getting the information from these attachments? Yes.
Well, that's very interesting because in Babylon 5, Emperor Ambassador Malare had an ET attachment that told him to do things, and he had to drink in order to put it to sleep. But that's was do people have the fear that if they're listening to him, that they could get one of these dark energy attachments? Is that
Can,
founded?
can they list people listening to him end up with these entity attachments? Um, if they don't, if they're not protected, it's I mean, that's always a possibility, right?
Hmm.
I don't
Wow.
think it's commonplace. I think that actually it's very rare to have an entity
Okay.
attachment, but he's definitely got something going on. This is some sort of psychosis or split personality attachments, or yeah, there's something not right.
Okay. This is Bud Hopkins. Bud Hopkins has crossed over to the other side. He was an American UFO researcher. And I wonder if we could bring in Bud Hopkins and ask him what he's learned being on the other side of this equation.
Ooh, okay. I've heard of him, Bud Hopkins. Okay, I have him here. What have you learned since being on the other side? That it's all irrelevant, he says. What do you mean that it's all irrelevant? Oh, this is all just earth plane stuff. I mean, he's not so much interested in it anymore. Now he's up there, but he's happy to answer questions.
Okay. So, according to you, the beings contacted were part of a larger interstellar alliance and federation or collective. Are you still in communication with them now? Do you know that that's true, or do you recant what you said about it?
Were you actually He does believe he was in communication with them. Are you still? No, no, he's not now. Do you recant anything? No, no. I don't feel he had any like psychosis or anything like that. This guy, he really was trying to communicate with extraterrestrials. He had some sort of device or some machine or something that he believed would attract them down
Hmm.
and to communicate.
Was he ever encouraged to shut the heck up?
Ooh, were you ever encouraged to like shut up by like the government or the military or anything like that? I mean, he's had visits for sure. And did they tell you to be quiet? I mean, they implied that. Did they didn't come out and say it? No. No, not really. And did you? No, he wasn't going to be quiet.
What's one thing that would shock us if we really knew the truth about some of these ET visits to Earth?
What is one thing that would shock us if we really, knew about some of these ET visits to Earth? Well, that they try to take over the body. If they could find a way to take over the body, they would, and to exist as a human. He says they want to be like us.
Hmm. Is this all of them or just the grays? Because I know any really species can make their own grays. So grays are clones. And what else can he tell us about the different species from the other side?
What can you tell us about the different species on the other side? He doesn't think that they're that much different, according to him, and his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, compared to all the others. They could be whatever that you want them to be or whatever you envision them to be.
That goes both ways. So are they taking the energy of whatever I believe that they are and sort of, carrying along that energy and presenting themselves as that? Because I'd like to see something as physical, but are they misrepresenting their own physical energy or their own physical appearance?
What do you mean?
So he just said they carry on the energy and they look like whatever we think. But I want to know, what do they really look like and what are their agendas? How many other species are interacting with our current government, maybe?
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, they can morph themselves to look like whatever you want them to. What do they really look like though? I mean, what he's showing me is more like insects. They look kind of like large, gigantic insects.
And so those insects are telepathic and they're maybe misrepresenting themselves as something.
Well, what he's saying is that, that whole the grays, I assume that looks kind of close to human form. That's a ruse. That's a ruse. That's because the closest they look to human form, the less threatened that we are, right? That's not overly threatening to us. But when they show up in their actual form, which are like these insects, these large, giant insect beings, now that is very threatening to us. Typically, most humans don't like insects or that, large, giant insects tends to make us run away. Um, they're very scary to look at,
We need some
actually.
ET raid. Spraying the giant insectoids. Does he think that the Greys have a history of involvement with our Earth government and manipulating it,
You think the
or the
Greys have
insectoids, or the Venusians, or whoever?
with our government? There's a long history with the government, yes. And do they manipulate it? No, it's the government that manipulates the information.
One of the things that he said was their long-term goal is to get souls of ours. And so does he still feel that's a goal of the ETs to sort of hybridize with us?
Hmm. Do you still feel? Absolutely. Absolutely, he says, without a shadow of a doubt, that's their ultimate end game.
All right, let's see who else we have here. We have, well, I won't do that one. Here's a woman. Her name is Marina Jacobe. And I wonder if we can bring in Marina Jacobi. She has a lot about uh, manifestation and talking to extraterrestrials. And where's her? Can't find her, but we can ask her some questions if she's really in contact with extraterrestrials.
Okay, yeah, Marina Jacobe.
There she is.
Oh, very pretty.
Is she really in touch with extraterrestrials?
Are you in touch with extraterrestrials? She doesn't know.
Has she ever been abducted?
Have you ever been abducted? Several times.
Is that true, or is that just her own make-believe story?
Is that actually true? No, it's not true. But now, I don't actually believe that when we talk about alien abductions, I don't necessarily think that they take the body. I think they take the consciousness and the body is in situ. It may feel like they've taken the body and abducted it, but the reality is they don't need to do that. They can just manipulate the consciousness.
Oh, can we manipulate our own consciousness in a similar way?
Can we manipulate our own consciousness? Well, I can. Yes. Remote
What factors
viewers
could we all?
can
Okay.
if they're good at remote viewing,
I am, in
but
fact.
no, no, not normally.
And this is Gene Roddenberry. You may know him from such fan favorites as Star Trek. I wonder if we could bring in Gene Roddenberry and ask him. You were allegedly connected to the Council of Nine. Is that true, or is that make believe?
Hmm. Okay, I have him here. Did you connect with the cat? Oh, he believes, yes, he was heavily involved in UFOs and extraterrestrials here on the Earth plane.
Right. He wrote a lot of books, a lot of shows, great TV. Was he ever abducted?
Were you ever abducted? Many times.
Let's parse some of those abduction experiences and tell us what happened.
He couldn't control the abduction. In the end, he stopped resisting it. It was a very uncomfortable feeling, but he was gathering information just as they're gathering information about him and the earth. He was gathering information about them.
How many different species abducted Gene Roddenberry?
How many different species? Four.
And what was the interaction like, and what did they look like?
What was the interaction like? I mean, overall, it was pretty friendly. Um, he wasn't that scared of them. He didn't actually care whether he came back or not. He only wanted to come back to tell the tale. But other than that, I mean, if he never came back to the Earth plane, he was okay with that. He didn't mind floating around in space. But he says, but who would I tell about it? So, and they knew that he was telling or, you know, publishing or letting people know what was actually out there. That's part of the reason they kept coming back to him. They wanted to get their information out.
So are Vulcans based on a real ET species?
Hmm. Are Vulcans based on yes.
Who? Where are they? What are they doing? What's their interaction with America like now?
Ooh, where are they? Well, he's pointing way off out into the sky. Are they in this universe? No, they're outside of this universe. So they're from another universe? Yes. And where are they? Are there any of them on the Earth plane at the moment? No, not really. Do they still interact with the Earth plane? Sometimes.
When you say universe, do you mean universe or another star system or another galaxy?
Do you say universe or not? Another galaxy or star system? No, and a completely different universe.
How do we get
Now,
there?
he's just confirmed one of my theories, right? See,
Go
I
on.
reckon a lot of these like lizards, and those of you that have been following me for a while, you've heard me say this before. I reckon that lizards and a lot of these aliens are from universes that existed before our current universe. Now, you're going to have to go back about 800 videos, right? But where we started exploring, the universe, and that it was like a chain, and all the chain was hooking up, and once one closed, another one opened, and now it's a new universe. When he says they were from a different universe, and I'm saying, but those universes were closed, are they not? Yes, they are. So how were they able to leave those universe, or that universal consciousness? How were they able, if that was already locked up and we're already several universes down the line now, down the chain? He says they have the ability to do so with their consciousness. And can they manifest themselves in physical form? He said, yeah, they're very powerful. But are they powerful because those universes are complete? No, they've always been powerful. They were made powerful.
Was he ever taken to another star system in one of these abduction experiences and seen civilizations on another planet?
Were you ever taken to another star system? Many times. Many times. Have you seen other planets? All the time.
Physically?
Physically? No. See? With this consciousness. But did it feel like you were there physically? Yeah, it does feel like you were there physically.
What's he think about the legacy of Star Trek now?
What do you think about the legacy of Star Trek now? It still lives on. They're going to remake it.
Oh, they remake
They're
it all the
going
time.
to
What's he working on?
remake what Rodenberry? They're going
Yeah.
to come out with like a modern day Star Trek. It's gonna be, is it gonna be similar to the old one? I mean, sort of some of the foundations are going to be the same, but it'll be a whole new cast of characters, a whole new, like, different aliens, different roles, different battles, and things like that. So they are going to bring Star Trek back. Yeah, they are.
What's he working on the other side right now?
What are you working on the other side right now? How he can make his next life interesting. So
Okay.
funny.
Uh,
Oh,
this is
that's so
Charles Hall.
funny.
He worked at S4 as a meteorologist, and he allegedly met with tall white extraterrestrials. You can see this on Apple TV, and I think it's also on Amazon Prime. According to Charles Hall, did he really connect with extraterrestrials that were super tall, long, spindly ETs?
Did you really connect with tall whites? He believes he did. Listen, he has a lot of hallucinations. Is this part of the hallucinogenics, or a lot of he has like some sort of hallucinations?
Okay. But did any of it happen?
Did any of it happen? I mean, he believes so, but I'm asking spirit and I'm getting a no.
Wow. All right. We've got Bill Tomkins. See if I can pull up a picture of Bill Tomkins there. He's right there. Bill Tomkins was famous in the disclosure movement, passed away a few years ago. He alleges that he found and met with and had groups of ETs from Proxima or Alpha Centauri helping him work on starships. So I wanted to see if we could bring in Bill Tompkins and see, was he really telling us the truth?
You telling us the truth? Half truths.
What's the non-truth part of it?
This is funny, isn't it? Well, what's the non-truth? Were you working on spaceships and things like that? No.
Did he really talk to extraterrestrials?
Did you really talk to it? Oh, all the time. I feel he was a bit of a medium.
Oh, did he ever physically interact with and see and talk to extraterrestrials?
Did you ever physically interact with? Did you see? Yeah, he could see them in hologram form. And did you interact with them? All the time.
What's he think their agenda is, the ones that he dealt with?
What do you think their agenda is? The ones that you dealt with? to take over the human body.
To what end?
To what end? So that they have all the capabilities that we have.
What capabilities do we have?
What capabilities do we have that you don't have? To give birth, to procreate the species.
That's it?
Is that it? Pretty much.
Here's Buzz Aldrin. He landed on the moon first, stepped off right after Neil Armstrong. What did he see when he went to Antarctica?
What did you see when you went to Antarctica? Now he saw what he believes is some sort of base, alien base.
How much of it did they show him? And was it a real base, our base, or an older base from another civilization or another extraterrestrial civilization on Earth?
Was it our base? No, it was an alien base. And how old was it? It was ancient.
Why did they allow him to see it?
Why did they allow you to see it? They wanted the story to be told.
Has he told it yet? I mean, I haven't heard.
Have you told it yet? Not really.
Did he see any strange lights when he was up on the moon? And did he see any extraterrestrials watching him land when he was on the moon?
Did you see any strange lights when you were up on the moon? All the time, yeah. Were there any ETs on the moon, like watching you land? They came across beings on the moon.
Beings or craft or both or animals?
Craft? Not crafts, but beings. What about animals? No, beings, energetic beings staring at them.
What was that like, and what did he and Neil say about it?
What was that like? It was spooky. They didn't know if they were going to make it out alive. They didn't know what they wanted. They could tell that they were far more powerful than their capabilities, human capability. So they didn't know what to do.
Does Buzz have any warnings about ETs that we should follow?
Do you have any warnings about ETs? He says, be careful of the power that they have. They're very, very powerful beings. They're not warm and fuzzy.
Has he ever been abducted by ETs?
Ooh, have you ever been abducted by ETs? No.
Well, I that's the first part of our search for extraterrestrial intelligence. We'll come back to this another time, but I thought it would be fun to talk to alleged contactees and people that channeled them, find out what they really think, and let's see if we can do one more. Um, no, I won't do him. We do Sixto Paz Wells is a Peruvian lecturer and author who's written a number of books in Spanish. I don't know if we could bring in Sixto. I think he's still alive.
Okay, yeah.
Has he been abducted?
Have you ever been abducted? No, but he's praying to be.
According to you,
He
they're part of a
wants to be.
larger interstellar alliance and federation. Has he had any psychic conversations with this agency?
You had any conversations with them? He sees them all the time.
Is he sane or insane?
You know, he's pretty sane.
And so he sees the holograms of them, he sees the energy of them, or he sees them in flesh and blood, ET like.
You see them in flesh and blood, ET like. I mean, he says it's as good as flesh and blood, but he believes that they're just pixelated.
Hmm. All right. Well, we'll continue the search next time. I want to thank each and everybody out there. Please go to liz's patreon.com/remote view and beyond and share a video of an old time favorite with friends and family. And we wish you all a great week.
Yeah, thank you. And don't forget, Mr. Reality, who put this together, thank you so much, has a tip jar listed down below.